Clever. HCO, Captain.
HCO, sir.
Frank Tully, I'm your flight commander. We're duly impressed.
Roger, sir.
High spirits?
Showing off.
Not playing the game, then? Cowboys and Indians?
You're out with us today on sufferance, remember? A friend of the captain.
I'm grateful.
And welcome. Let's have no pithy Fleet Street cracks, eh?
Freedom of the press. Observe and comment.
By all means, observe.
Captain Holt, are you trying to muzzle the press?
Dinner tonight.
With a bribe?
Somewhere expensive.
The harbour room.
Why not?
Sir, you cannot hope to bribe or twist, thank God, the British journalist.
But seeing what that man will do unbribed, there's no occasion to.
Worst thing that ever happened when the army got their flat feet off the ground.
Inter-service cooperation, good for the soul. Just think in the event of a war, we'd both be on the same side.
Are you sure?
Bridge.
Gazelle Flight Commander reports someone in the water, sir, a mile off our starboard quarter. He's hovering close to the spot now.
Roger, HCO. Altering to investigate.
Roger, sir.
Starboard 10.
Starboard 10.
Revolutions 104.
Revolutions 104, 10 star well on, sir.
Away, seaboats crew.
104, revolutions passed and repeated. Bridge, HCO. Seaboat reports a Chinese girl exhausted but alive.
Roger.
Right. Gently. I'll get feeding. Hold ahead. All right. Okay, get the strap out. Right, take a seat, Master. Okay, lift. Right, all right. All right, lads, return to your partnership. Sharpish. And put that thing back from where you got it.
Thank you, Master.
Yes, sir.
Right, Milner. It's your sick bay. What do you recommend?
Well, there are no bones broken, so as far as I can tell. No external injuries. I reckon she must have just passed out from exhaustion. It's pretty cold in that sea, you know. Lucky for her, she was spotted when she was.
Yes, very lucky.
What she needs is some warmth and rest, so I'll put her to bed. Then when she perks up a bit, I'll give her some hot coffee or soup, if she'll take it.
Very well.
Right.
Try to that.
I can manage, miss.
Just the same.
What?
I think Miss Carter has a point there, Milner. Good idea if she gives you a hand.
Oh, we don't want any embarrassment, do we?
I'm not embarrassed, miss.
No, but she might be. On my own. After all, I'm quite good at it. I do it at least once a day.
Yeah, but you're not a nurse, are you, miss? And what if I'm wanted?
Then you'll be close at hand, won't you? Just outside?
Probably best.
I know that rank carries privilege, but, thanks just the same.
Of course.
Not that I doubt your capabilities.
Some consolation, I suppose.
How is she?
All in one piece, apparently. Sitting up in bed, about to take nourishment. And Zoe's being very protective.
I've signalled Captain in charge Hong Kong. We're to break off the exercise, go back to the naval base. Has our guest said anything?
Not a word. She stares a lot. Reminds me of a spaniel we used to have.
From all accounts, a few more spaniels like that, I might start going to Crufts.
Down, Rover.
Well, I better see if I can get anything out of her. What's your name? What is your name? Where do you come from?
我真係唔知你講乜嘢。
Well, that helps. She obviously doesn't speak English.
No injuries, I understand?
No, sir. But she is worn out. I mean, she must have been swimming around for quite a while. I've given her a mild sedative to calm her down, but she really needs some sleep, sir.
Right. One more try.
Right.
Oma, Jotao, Joygin. What did you say to her, sir? Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not quite sure. It's the only Chinese I know. Judging from her reaction, I didn't say it right.
Yeah, well, it could be that, sir, but... Well, you surprised her, sir, like it might be one of those expressions you've picked up round the base.
Oh.
Sorry, sir.
You're going to be all right. Now, get some sleep, hmm?
Could you get these dried, please?
Oh, no problem, miss.
Thank you. Well, she's obviously no illegal immigrant.
Oh?
It's a gold watch, Swiss-made. And that trouser suit of hers is obviously the work of a top fashion house. And there are Paris labels in her lingerie.
Well, if you can cope without me for 5 minutes,
Oh, where are you going?
that'd be personal.
Steer 035.
Come in.
And where does she come from?
Well, it's got to be Hong Kong.
Or Macau?
Possibly.
Either way, what was she doing swimming around so far from shore? She must have gone off a ship. There'd be no distress signals or man overboard messages?
A real-life mystery.
Right. Anyway, the police will be there to sort it out when we get in. They'll see it all right.
Keiju, there are some questions I want to ask you. Neho Bindo. Nehai Bingo. Nehai Bindole. Well, if that's the way she wants to play it, sir, I'll take her down to the station. See what I can get out of her there.
Right, Inspector.
Kongole.
Well, that's that.
So who is she?
The inspector couldn't get a word out of her. He's taken her in for questioning.
Interesting.
At least she's off our hands.
I think I'll follow it up.
Bit out of your line, isn't it?
Can't say till I know what it's about.
You leaving?
Yes, I'm a working girl. I have a call to put through to a London paper.
What's the story? Oriental sex slave defies death in escape attempt?
I'll pick up anything that's female, says RN Captain.
Including you, if I'm pushed.
You are, and I'll be back at 7:30.
Oh, yes.
You're taking me out for dinner. Somewhere expensive.
Oh, yes.
I thought she was lovely.
If it moves, it's good enough for you.
I thought she was very pretty. Went down to the sick bay and had a look at her.
I knew that's where you'd been.
Well, it's all wet. In a number 8 shirt, she looked pathetic.
Oh. Fellow feeling, was it? Wet and pathetic.
Hello, Alan.
Oh, hello, James.
What can we do for you?
Is your captain in?
Yes, I think so.
Come in.
Captain in charge's secretary to see you, sir.
Oh, bring him in.
Lieutenant Commander Lane, sir.
Evening, Alan.
Evening, sir. Sorry to call so late, but something rather important's just cropped up.
Oh, is there a war on?
Not yet. You've met Alan Lane?
Yes, hello, Alan.
Hello, sir.
Would you like me to disappear for 5 minutes?
No, certainly not.
Well, let's all sit down and have a drink. James, would you mind?
Of course not, sir. Gin and tonic, Alan?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what can we do for you?
Well, I'm afraid you've been bumped, sir.
For what?
Services representation at the opening of a new youth centre tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning?
1100. Dress 4W.
Oh. Sword and medals.
Afraid so, sir. Sorry it's such short notice, but it was a late request from the governor.
From the governor? How many of us?
Just you, and number 1.
Bad luck.
And anyone else you care to take along with you.
How come the governor's involved?
Well, this youth centre is a gift to the people of Hong Kong from Henry Witzel.
Never heard of it.
No. He's an American. Lives here in Hong Kong. Immensely rich.
Yes, and a genuine philanthropist. He's a very important man. When he speaks, businessmen and politicians listen.
Don't think I've heard of him either.
Oh, he's a recluse, lived here for years. Keeps himself to himself.
And his private life extremely private.
Yes, he never gives an interview to the press. I don't think he's even got a PRO. An interview with Henry Witzel would be a big scoop.
I thought there was a sudden gleam in your eye.
It'd just be interesting to meet him. And Commander Lane did say that you could take along anyone you liked.
I'll have to think about whom I like. Have you identified her yet?
Oh, yes, sir. She told me as soon as I got her back to the station. Her name's Lily Tan. She's a singer at the new Universal nightclub. Smart place.
A singer?
Apparently, she puts on a good act.
So it would seem.
Ready, sir.
Right. Now, exactly what did you want to know, Inspector?
If it's possible that Lily Tan fell into the sea off the Wan Chai waterfront and got taken out to where you found her.
Is that her story?
No more and no less.
Oh, no, it's not possible. In fact, she must have been drifting from seaward, not from the island.
You're sure, Paul?
Positive, sir.
Right. Thank you.
Sir?
So what will you do?
Nothing I can do, sir. That's her story and she's sticking to it. Besides, I really just wanted to satisfy my own curiosity. Strictly between you and me, sir. My superiors have suggested that I don't press the matter too hard.
Oh?
Obviously, the lady carries some weight in Hong Kong. Or has friends that do. Well, thank you very much, sir. Off to a party?
The official opening of a youth centre.
Bad luck, sir.
It was in my office some 18 months ago that the man whose drive, energy and generosity made this project possible first suggested the idea. I refer, of course, to Henry Witzel, a man who, despite his well-earned reputation for beneficence and humanity, normally shuns the glare of publicity and is not given to public appearances. So we are therefore doubly honored by his presence and the presence of his charming wife here today. Now, I know he'll hate me for it and will probably never speak to me again, but that's a risk I must take, because I feel certain that all of you here on this very, very special day would like me to ask Mr. Witzel to say a few words.
Thank you. You better believe it. It just could be that after this I don't ever speak to you again. I'm happy to see this center built. And the sooner it's open and in action, the happier I'll be. So let's stop talking, get through these formalities, and get out of the way. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't get the chance to say hello before. Captain Holt, right?
That's right, sir. May I introduce Miss Zoe Carter?
Hello.
Miss Carter.
And Lieutenant Commander Napier, my first lieutenant.
Commander.
Good morning, sir.
I'm glad you could make it. How's everything aboard HMS Hero?
It was still afloat, sir.
Or was when we left the naval base.
I hope you weren't too bored by all this.
Not at all.
Good. My wife and I are going to slip away now before I get asked to make any more speeches. We're giving a reception back at the house. It's a small affair, but room for the three of you. Can you come?
Well, that's very kind of you. We'd like to, if you're sure we won't be intruding.
Oh, wow. Well, that's great. I'm pleased you'll be there. Say, half an hour.
Mr. Witzel, I feel you should know I am a journalist.
Oh, I knew that already, Miss Carter, but thank you for telling me. I like that. Half an hour, okay?
Strange.
Fascinating.
Captain Holt and his party have arrived, sir.
She's sticking to her story. That she fell into the harbour and was swept away.
Off the One Chai waterfront?
That's what she said.
Why tell the police a lie? She must have known they'd check.
Perhaps she didn't care. Or thought they wouldn't bother.
Why lie at all? What's she trying to hide?
Who knows? The police obviously don't think it's anything criminal or political. Otherwise, they wouldn't have bowed out.
Do you like nightclubs, Edward?
Oh, no.
Oh, come on. Well, fortify yourself on Mr. Witzel's hospitality.
Is that what they are? Snuff bottles?
They're collector's items in China. Ever since Marco Polo presented one to the emperor at the beginning of the 17th century.
You're beginning to sound like a walking guidebook.
You should try my pub tour sometime. It takes 3 days.
In each pub, no doubt.
I'll have you know, Captain Holt, that my drinking is extremely disciplined.
Meaning that you line up the bottles in 2 ranks? Or do you fall down at attention?
I just slide gently under the table, waving a Union Jack.
Let me top you up.
Oh, thank you. That's fine.
So, enjoying yourselves?
Very much, thank you.
Likewise.
I've read quite a few of your articles. They're good, balanced, and very fair. And you write well, too.
Thank you.
Do you specialize?
Not really. It's all just grist to the mill.
From a woman's viewpoint?
From my viewpoint.
Good. That's how it should be. You haven't asked me for an interview. Every other journalist has.
I'm a guest in your house, Mr. Witzel. Good manners. I am trying to grow out of them.
I shouldn't bother. You'll get by as you are. Shall we say 10:30 tomorrow morning, here? I can give you an hour. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Now, where's my manners? Neither of you's got anything to eat. Well, there's no point in going to a nightclub tonight.
What?
You can't drink with your mouth stuck wide open.
Come on.
Good grief. For 2, please.
You're going to hate every moment of this, aren't you?
I don't enjoy nightclubs.
I've already told you it's on me. Or rather, my expenses.
That'll be the day.
You must remember, us women are liberated now.
Not this far east, you're not.
Thank you. Do you disapprove?
Of you paying? Yes.
Of women with careers?
That depends.
On what? Whether they first fulfilled their true role and potential? Marriage and matrimony bit?
No, I've nothing against marriage.
When it works?
When it doesn't work, it isn't a marriage.
Would you try again?
I might, given the right chance.
Just a chance.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, good evening and welcome. Các vị先生, các vị小姐, 歡迎. And now, for the second time tonight, the New Universal proudly presents for your full entertainment that beautiful Oriental nightingale. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lily Tan.
When I'm down, I think my hope is gone. That's when the music takes me to a brighter day. I can feel my soul exploding. That's a good feeling, helping me to find my way. When the bluebird sings a sad, sad song. And the wind brings the cold to tag along. I can feel the spirit move me. I can almost touch the sky, reaching for a new tomorrow. melody. That's when the music takes me, helping me to find my way. Music!
Shall we dance?
What?
Didn't you know? It's the ladies' excuse me waltz.
I haven't danced since I left Doug.
Disgraceful.
Well, who do you think she's in there with? Red Tom?
Oh, such an expensive present. Oh, thank you. But perhaps it's not good for you to be here. Not after what happened. For me, it doesn't matter. I'm in enough trouble already.
Bad, eh? For a lady who yesterday couldn't speak any English.
Well, we already know she's a liar.
Trouble is she in? Who's the man? Her influential friend?
Possibly. Or perhaps just a nice latest admirer. In any case, I'm not sure there's any of our business. It's certainly none of the neighbours. And if the police aren't interested...
Then we shouldn't stick our noses in.
Don't you agree?
Well, fascinating as it is, the truth's bound to be prosaic. Truth always is.
Good. So please, can we get out of here? This place is giving me claustrophobia.
I'm warning you. Don't try it. I don't belong to you. Not anymore. Your trouble is, you think you own the world.
Miss Carter, will you come this way? Please sit down. Drink.
I don't think so, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is rather early. I ought to be offering you coffee, but my wife's in Kowloon, and there isn't a servant in the house this morning. Or at least it means we won't be disturbed. Well, then, Miss Carter, in your own time, fire away.
You're sure it was Lily Tan?
Yes, she passed within a yard of me after one hell of a row.
Did he mention her?
He didn't know I'd seen her. He was all sweetness and light.
So, Henry Witzel knows Lily Tan.
Well enough to entertain her while his wife and the servants are all out.
Which suggests a pretty close relationship, but so what?
It's all too coincidental. I don't go much on coincidence.
Meaning?
Hero hauls a Chinese girl out of the sea miles away from the coast. First, she pretends that she can't speak any English, and then she tries to slip away when we get to harbour.
Yes?
Then she lies to the police about how she came to be in the water, and the next thing we know, the police are dropping their inquiries because someone of influence has asked them to.
No, not quite.
Well, you know what I mean. Then out of the blue, Hero is asked to represent the services at the opening of a youth centre. It's Witzel and Hero, Lily Tan and Hero.
Odd, I agree.
Then we're invited to the Witzel fortress. Now, Witzel is a man who never gives an interview to the press, and he ups and offers me the scoop of the year.
Adding up to what?
A lot of maybes. Like maybe he had to pull a few strings to get you and James invited to the ceremony, knowing that you'd take me along too.
But why should he?
Or perhaps he was as anxious to interview me as I was to interview him. To see if I'd made a connection between him and the girl from the sea. Maybe he just had to know.
To be sure that he's in the clear?
Yes, but clear of what? And the answer's a very nasty one. If that chopper hadn't spotted Lily Tan, she'd be dead now.
As you said, there's a lot of maybes.
But all worth looking into, don't you think?
I wonder if Witzel owns a boat. I'll check.
Good. I'll see what I can turn up on that Oriental Nightingale.
Can you tell me if Henry Witzel has a yacht here?
I think the yacht is there.
Follow that taxi.
And so Witzel does have a yacht, and it was at sea when we were picking up Lily Tan.
But you've no idea who was on board?
No.
It's pretty obvious, isn't it? Look, as a singer, the lady's good, but she's not exactly in the superstar bracket.
No, hardly.
Yet she manages to patronize all the best shops on the island. Her neighbor says that she's had 3 holidays in Europe in the past 2 years. And she spends Hong Kong dollars like it was monopoly money.
And you can't do that on the wages from a one-chai nightclub.
Right, and listen to this. She lives in a luxury apartment on Repulse Bay Road. And guess who owns the building?
Henry Witzel?
Teo Fong Trading. Which amounts to the same thing, because Witzel is Teo Fong Trading.
It doesn't look too good, I suppose.
Lily Tan has to be Witzel's mistress. Or was, till he tried to get rid of her permanently.
But why not just drop her?
Perhaps she didn't like the idea. And then threatened to expose him. Look, big as Witzel is, he couldn't afford a scandal like that.
So he pretended to give in to her, took her out sailing, and dumped her overboard?
Yes, but she didn't drown. Hero in the army intervened.
Why didn't she say anything when we picked her up? Why did she pretend not to speak English? Why did she tell the police?
And why did she go calling on Witzel today if he's already tried to kill her once?
If Witzel's in jail, then she's got no money and has got to find somewhere a lot less comfortable to live.
Blackmail?
But coming back from the dead, she's got him just where she wants him. She's still in funds, only more so.
I can't see Witzel letting her get away with that for very long.
No, the chances are that sooner or later he'll have another go at killing her.
Look, we've got no real evidence. Henry Witzel is an important and influential man, and not only here in Hong Kong.
If you go to the authorities with that story, they'd fall about laughing.
Exactly.
Not if Lily Tan confirmed it.
Well, she's not likely to, not if he wants to keep butter on her bread. And if she admits blackmail, she'll end up in jail herself.
Well, we've got to do something.
I'll leave that, thank you, Cousin.
Well, if you're right, that girl's in constant danger.
And there's probably only one thing to do.
What's that?
Face him with it and scare him off. I hope I won't be too long.
Well, Captain, what exactly can I do for you?
Thank you for seeing me so promptly, Mr. Witzel. It's a delicate matter.
If I can help in any way?
It's something I've stumbled across. I wanted to ask your advice on how to handle it.
What makes you think I'm the right man to advise you?
Well, you live here. You know or know of most of the European and American residents.
And this thing concerns one of them?
Yes.
I presume it's not exactly to their credit.
No, it isn't.
If it's anything criminal, you should go to the police.
I'd rather not do that if it can be avoided. Luckily, so far, no real harm has been done.
Can I get you a drink? Orange juice, isn't it?
Yes, thank you. Earlier this week, Hero was at sea on exercises with some Army helicopters. One of the helicopters spotted a Chinese girl in the water, and we hauled her out. The girl pretended not to speak English, but I later found out that was a lie. She also lied to the police about how she got into the water.
Do you know why?
I do now. The girl's a singer at the New Universal Club. And it's also likely that she's the mistress of a very important man here in Hong Kong.
What evidence have you got for that, Captain?
She lives in a luxury apartment which he owns through one of his companies. And she spends far more money than she's ever likely to earn as a singer.
Hardly conclusive.
There's more. Miss Carter visited this man at his house. The Chinese girl was leaving as she arrived. She appeared angry. The man's wife and servants were not in the house at the time.
It's very interesting. But these things are not uncommon. Many men have mistresses. What's the problem?
There's evidence to suggest that the man she's mixed up with tried to kill her. That he took her to sea that day in his boat with the intention of drowning her.
Why didn't the girl go to the police with this story?
Because she saw a way of turning it to greater profit. She was blackmailing the man.
And the fool's paying?
Apparently. My feeling is he'll soon get tired of that. And then...
Make sure he doesn't bungle it next time.
Something like that.
You can't prove any of this, can you?
Not as things stand. But if anything happened to the girl, Miss Carter and I would naturally go to the police.
So your idea is to warn this man off?
Hopefully.
But this girl who's blackmailing him remains a problem. How does he deal with that?
As best he can. After all, he got himself into it.
He sounds a pretty ruthless fellow to me.
I'd say so. If pushed.
Well, maybe, just maybe, if he knew you were onto all this, he might well think that you and Miss Carter were as great a danger to him as this girl. The two of you might be at real risk yourselves. Have you thought about that?
Oh, I'm sorry, Hank. I didn't know you had anyone with you.
It's all right, honey. Come and join us. Captain Holt just dropped in for a chat.
Good evening, Captain. How nice to see you.
Good evening, Mrs. Witzel.
Captain here's got a problem. Apparently, even during such a brief stay aboard his ship, Lily managed to stir things up for him.
Oh, no. That girl's so headstrong. What's she been at this time?
Louise and I couldn't have any kids of our own, so way back we adopted 3 little Chinese girls. Lily Tan's the youngest, and the wild one.
Mr. Whitzel, I just don't know what to say.
I'd have jumped to the same conclusion. We tried to keep it quiet about the girls.
You mean it's a secret?
We wanted them to lead as normal lives as possible, and I'm a rich man, and kidnapping's practically an industry these days.
Yes, I can understand that. But how did Lily come to end up in the sea?
We had a big argument. That's not unusual, by the way. She wanted to take out the yacht single-handed, and I said no. To make sure, I sent my crewman out with the boat for the day.
Lily got another boat?
She hired a dinghy. It took her over, as I understand it. Ran out to sea, and then it sank. Thank God you and the army boys were on hand.
But why didn't she tell us?
She was afraid of what I'd say when I found out. Then when the police took her in, to get them off her back, she had to telephone me. I couldn't thank you publicly because the press would have got hold of it, so I asked the governor to fix for you to attend my ceremony. That way, at least, I'd get to meet you.
I see. And the interview for Miss Carter?
The least I could do in the circumstances.
Zoe said Lily seemed unhappy still this morning.
Oh, that's another subject. This time it's love.
Love?
Lily's full of it. Maybe it's a good thing. He sounds like a nice guy.
Pretty big in the shipping business, so she tells me. It might calm her down a bit.
Didn't sound like it.
Oh, the argument. Well, I said it was no go as far as I was concerned unless she brought him here and introduced him properly. She said I was treating her like a child, blew up and raced off as usual.
Parental trials and tribulations, eh?
Oh, they don't last. She's cooled off. Yeah, as a matter of fact, she's bringing him up here to dinner this evening. Call on her at the club before then. It's not a bad place. I own it.
Really?
Look at me. I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree. Oh, I'm walking on a cloud. I can't understand. I'm misty, just holding your hand. Walk my way, and 1,000 violins begin to play. Or it might be the sound of your hello, the music I hear. I'm misty the moment you're near. You can say that you're leading me on, but it's just what I want you to do. Don't you notice how hopelessly I'm lost? That's why I'm falling.
And if you hadn't been so persistent, I wouldn't have pursued it at all.
Come on, relax. Enjoy your evening.
I shall, because you, dear liberated lady, can pick up the bill.
My glove, I'm misty, too much in love. Too much in love. Too much in love. Misty, woo!
I saw your father this evening.
Oh, yes, he telephoned me. Said you would probably be coming in. He seemed to think that it was funny.
Well, it might not have been. Your accident with the dinghy, I mean.
Oh, it was stupid of me, and I'm sorry for the trouble I caused you.
Will you join us?
Thank you, but I'm afraid I can't. My father and mother are expecting me. I'm taking someone rather special home to meet them.
Oh, yes, your father told me. I hope everything goes well.
Oh, thank you. Good night.
Good night. So, who's the someone special?
New boyfriend. Shipping tycoon, I understand.
Suppose you could say he's in shipping.
Yes, the way of bank clerks in high finance.
Good evening, sir. Miss Carter.
Evening, Master.
Of course, you know each other, don't you?
We have met.
Oh, do you like my scarf? Harry gave it to me. He's very generous, don't you
To a
think?
fault, yes. I gather that you're about to meet Miss Tan's parents.
Yes, sir.
Lucky for you, it's not Saturday night at sea.
Yes, sir. Good night, sir. Miss Carter.
Good night, Mr. Burnett.
Oh, by the way, I nearly forgot. My father said you're to order anything you want here tonight. And that you're his guest.
Oh, very kind of him.
His way of thanking you, he said.
For what?
I don't really understand, but he said, for a compliment.
Good night.
So what was all that bit about Saturday night at sea?
Saturday night at sea, the naval toast is wives and sweethearts. A traditional reminder of those left at home.
So the master-at-arms is married?
It's not Saturday, is it?